Hello, hello. So today we have the lovely Hannah with us, Hannah Andres, who joined the 2 Hour Tutor program in December. It's now the summer and she's just completed the program. And I'm here to talk a little bit with Hannah about her journey because I know how useful it is for people watching these client interviews. So, all right. So, Hannah, I'm going to ask you first of all if you can introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your tutoring business.
Lovely. So I'm Hannah. I have been a teacher for just over 10 years now. And as many teachers know, we've got to the point where we just knew we had to get out of the classroom.
Yeah.
Um, and so at a similar time, I've decided to start home educating my daughter. And when I was like joining all the groups and things like that, I noticed that there was a huge need for there to be a lot more clarity and a place for people to go. So my program is actually targeted at home educating parents who are new to home ed or considering it. And it's a 12-week program that goes through those basics, writing the reports that you've got to write, how to kind of make learning amazing for your children, like all those teacher skills that we get, and passing it on to people who want to home educate. So yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you, Hannah. And yeah, it can feel like such a minefield for parents, right? Who haven't come from it, even if you have come from an education
Yeah.
background, I think that all of the hoops that you have to jump through as a home educator cannot be underestimated, I think. And has that been your experience as a parent on the other end of it as well?
Yeah, I think so. I think I've had that bit of confidence initially because I'm a teacher. I kind of know what I'm doing,
Yeah.
but so I know that what my kids are doing is good. However, there's so many people out there who are just like, they're not doing this, they're not doing that. And it's just nice to be able to be that person to kind of guide them a little bit and just kind of help them on their way.
Absolutely. No, it's amazing and much needed. It's a growing market out there of home educators, isn't it?
Mhm.
So let's rewind back to December last year when you joined the program. Can you tell us a bit about where you were, like where in the sort of setup of your this business were you at the time, and what was
Mhm.
it that drew you to the 2 Hour Tutor program to help you move it forward even more?
Yeah, so I had left in July. I'd left teaching in the July and in the September took on supply teaching
Yeah,
with the idea that I was actually going to do a SATs maths program. So my initial tutoring thing was going to be for SATs, and I'd already bought your £27. What was it? The to kind
okay.
of nailing your niche. Is that what it is?
Yes, yeah,
And
there's that as well. Yeah,
yeah, and it had kind of given me a lot of direction. So I kind of was trying it out on my own. And then I got to a point where I I mean I just was not really making much progress and I needed that kind of helping hand to guide me to say, right, this is what you need to do next. This is how you're going to get your clients. This is what you need to do. And I'd set up an Instagram, but I was brand new to social media pretty much. I mean, I've used it, but not for business.
yeah,
And so I everything was kind of I was winging it. And
yeah.
I got to a point where I was like, if I'm actually going to make money from this, I need to not wing it anymore. And it was sort of coming up to Christmas, and you know what schools are like at Christmas. And I was like, okay, the new year, I need to be making money so I don't have to spend so much time in school. So that was my like, okay, let's get this off the ground kind of moment.
Yeah.
And
That's
then obviously things changed. It turns to home ed, but that's fine.
yeah.
But yeah,
Fantastic, Hannah. Thank you for sharing that. I think a lot of people watching this will totally resonate with where you are. So many former teachers or people thinking about making the leap. And it's daunting, isn't it? It's daunting because when we're teachers, we are not marketers, we're not salespeople, and we've maybe used social media a bit lightly because we don't want to be found by our students. So we're not always the best
yeah,
social media users either. And of course, using it for business is a completely different ball game, isn't it? So yeah, completely understand that, you bought one of our low ticket products, so the toolkit, which sort of sheds a light on the path, but you wanted, rather than doing the path, treading the path alone, you wanted someone to hold your hand, right, by the sounds of it, and be like having that nurture and support as well, because often we need that, and we need, perhaps, would you say, a little bit of accountability as well, because life is hectic with a educated child
Yeah.
as well. And
Yeah.
just someone to keep you on track and make sure that you get picked up when you fall down, that kind of thing, would you say is about right?
100%. And also on the other side of it as well, when you have had that little win, somebody to give you a clap, because when you're out there working on your own, you know, you might text my husband, and like, oh yeah, well done. It's like, it's not really a big thing, but you kind of get that it was a big thing for me when I've achieved a certain milestone. So yeah, that kind of is really
Absolutely.
good.
Yeah, we're not that great as teachers celebrating our successes, are we?
No,
And I think part of the 2 Hour Tutor program is the community, right? And the way you've
100%.
always got a sounding board, you've always got people to clap for you when you do well and pick you up when you feel rubbish. And I'm
Yeah.
really glad that you've made use of that, Hannah, over the last sort of 6-7 months. So, okay, so I'd like to ask you now if you could just reflect a little bit on the journey from December to now. So, looking back, what is the thing that you're most proud of having done or created during your time in the programme?
So I think for me, it's going to be the setting up of the workshops.
Mhm.
Um, there's a couple of things. So in terms of, yeah, the workshops is something that's really worked so well for me
Brilliant.
in building up my mailing list and just getting the communication with other people who actually are potential clients. And that was something I was really scared to do, and I've done it a couple of times, and it's worked really well for me. Um, the other massive achievement for me as well is I've done some lives on Instagram and Facebook and things like that. Actually going live has been
Well
like
done. Yeah.
getting rid of the perfection. I think I am, and again, this is a teacher trait. I think you want to curate everything really perfectly. Um,
Mm,
but one thing I learned right at the very beginning was to kind of let go of that. It's better to put something out there that isn't perfect than to hold it in until it is perfect, because no one can buy it while it's not there.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, I think they're the things. And in terms of my own personal thing, like I've definitely grown in confidence. Like it's not tangible, but it's there, definitely more confident, and just that self-belief that actually there are people who will pay me for this. And yeah, that's come from the program definitely, because I was having a lot of self-doubt in that area.
Yeah, and I think often, Hannah, that will resonate with so many people. It's our self-doubt that stops us getting off that starting block more than anything. You can have a strategy, but if someone just hands you a login and says, there you go, follow that, without the
Yeah,
support, self-doubt's always going to win, isn't it? And you can
100%.
have all the strategy, but if your mindset isn't supported and being built up, then it's going to be very hard to apply that, because at the end of the day, we're human, aren't we? We're not robots. And we're also,
Yeah.
it come from a certain conditioning from the teaching world that, nothing's ever right enough, good
So
enough. We're
no,
never enough. And it's
yeah,
complete, it's awful, but it's the conditioning that we're trying to help you shed as well as part of this program. It's like, okay, we need to acknowledge our conditioning because that's shaped our business so far, or it will do if you don't deal with it. And it's like,
yeah,
right, we need to like really tackle that and replace it with a new way. Because self-doubt is huge, and I think amongst us as teachers as well. I think I think we carry an extra burden there.
yeah.
So really great to hear that it's really helped grow your confidence. Um, so how did you find the balance between building a business and following the program to help you do that, and navigating real life? Because I know that you've had your fair share of family ups and downs during your journey, and you've been very open at sharing that with us so that we can support you and give you a bit of extra time and support and TLC when you've needed it. Um, so has the program helped keep momentum, or has it ever felt like an extra thing you've had to do? Because I suppose you've still wanted to build your business amongst all of
Yeah.
it. So I'd love to hear your views on how you've managed to balance it all, and whether you feel like the program has been that almost lifeline of, I know what to do next because I just keep
Mhm.
following the videos, or has
Yeah.
it been like, oh gosh, I just need to park this, or I'd love to know honestly like how that has been
Yeah.
for you.
I mean, so my dad was taken quite ill in December, so I'd literally just started the program,
Yeah,
but it was that kind of thing that I was able to focus on when everything else kind of seemed a bit out of control.
yeah,
Um, the nature of it being self-paced was absolutely, like, that's what I needed at that time. So I could literally dip in and out when I needed it. And the fact that I could move ahead a little bit, and I've gone back so many times to there's certain units that every time, when I'm doing a workshop, I'm going to go back to that unit and just remind myself
yeah.
when I'm setting up a nurture sequence for something, I'm going back to that. And that has been, I think, the fact that I can tap into it whenever I needed to has really worked well for me. Um, because of everything that was going on, I wasn't able to attend as many live sessions
Yeah.
as I wanted, but them being recorded, I was able to still get in there on those and watch some of those, which has been helpful. So I think from that side of it, from the actual structure of the program, um, the way it works was just helped me balance it with my life because, wait till the kids have gone to bed. And in terms of you guys as a team, it has been amazing because I didn't feel so when that first happened with my dad and I just dropped off for a little while, I didn't even like it happened, I think, a couple of weeks prior, and then somebody checked in with me because they realized I wasn't on there, and it was kind of nice to have that. I know somebody's kind of keeping an eye, but also to be there in a supportive way and to say, "And you gave me extra time to complete it," because there was a point where I literally I couldn't be doing what I needed to do. And that was such a comfort to me to know that I didn't have to lose out, kind of thing. And it's definitely paid off for me to have that there. So thank you for that as well.
Oh, bless you. It's always a pleasure. Like to, we're at the end of the day, we're human beings. We're a
Mm.
family. It's me, my sister, my dad, and a couple of
Yeah,
extra wonderful coaches who feel like our family as well. And when people join our program, I like them to feel that they have joined a family feeling. That they're part of that family network. And yeah, it might sound a bit cheesy, but it's just how we operate. And
yeah,
it's not the kind of program where we give you a login and go, you crack on and let us know if you need any help. We're like,
yeah,
oh, Hannah's missing in action. Let's just check in on her and see what she needs, because, we're all humans. And so many times people have had like throw them a massive curveball in the program. And, we it matters to us that you get the best out of it. It's absolutely of no use to us to say, oh, well, tough, you're done
yeah,
in 6 months. So it's reassuring, I'm sure, for people to hear that. And also that you can progress even if you can't attend live calls, because a lot of our prospects and clients like worry if they can't. They're like, well, I can see that I won't be able to make many of the live calls. I'm like, well, that's okay, people still make progress because we can support you in a different way. We use
yeah,
the videos, the feedback, we use Slack for voice notes and texts and things like that. So we just find the best way with each individual. As much as it's a group program, we see everyone as an individual with their own needs. And it's like, well, if Hannah can't attend the live calls, we'll check in with her regularly and make sure she's okay in a different way. So I hope that's how you felt, because that's
yeah,
the
definitely.
intention. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I would love to dig in a bit more to the sort of intangible wins, because whilst I know despite everything you've had on your plate, you've come through it, you're building an audience, you've got an amazing like workshop kind of setup now for bringing
Yeah,
in new people into your audience. You've had your first sale from that, which is amazing. And whilst you haven't made as much progress yet as you want to make, you feel that you're on your way and you've got your
yeah.
strategy. So what feels different now that you're in this position to the way you were thinking or working on your business 6 months ago? Like, would you have applied these strategies? Would you be where you are now with this, do you think, or do you think you would have approached it what are your reflections now on the sort of now on the then and the now, if that makes sense?
Yeah, definitely I'm a lot more focused and targeted. So I think I was very much like, I would say it was a scattergun approach. I'll try this, I'll try that, I'll try this, I'll try that, see what's going to bring in whatever, what works, what doesn't. And yes, there has to be an element of trial and error, but um it wasn't strategic. Whereas
Yeah,
now I'm definitely approaching it in a much more strategic way, because I'm basing it on other people's experience. Like I'm gleaning so much from your knowledge and experience. You've gone through this, you've done that, and other people in the program are sharing things that have worked really well for them. And so you can be like, oh yeah, I'm going to give that a go. It's not just very much random, which is definitely what I was doing. Um, I think if I'm honest, with everything that had gone on, I think I probably would have given up and gone more full time back into schools, which would have been soul destroying for me.
well,
Probably wouldn't have gone
it.
full time, but part time. But this has kind of given me that I know it's going to work. Kind of, I can see the progress. I can see very much that this is working, albeit slowly, but I'm working slower than I wanted to. Um, and had I been working at a faster pace, it would have been working at a faster pace. So, but it's going at the pace that I need it to be right now. So, having that control is also really nice. Um, but yeah, I think that kind of that element of freedom that I've got that I just wouldn't have had before, because I think I would have gone down that route of lowering my price to attract more people. So I've got that now, that, like I said before, that belief that people want to pay for this,
Yeah,
and I don't have to undervalue myself in order for that to make
yeah,
money from it. So a lot of those little things that uh, eventually I'm sure my business would have worked, but it would have taken a lot longer to get to this point for sure.
yeah. No, totally hear you there. I think it's like we're looking at here, this program is really like we see it as like the flagship program that all sort of new and even experienced tutors perhaps need in order to get your ducks in a row and get those
Yeah,
foundations in place.
yeah,
But
definitely.
you're starting it from a place of security, knowing that it aligns with your values, knowing that it's going to give you the lifestyle that you want. So it's almost like slowing down now to speed up later.
Yeah,
Would you
definitely.
agree with
And
that?
you just said about values as well, and I think right at the very beginning, like I said, I was going to do a maths program,
Yeah,
and
that's right.
it was actually when I went through that first module, and I was like, in my heart of hearts, this does not align with me. It does not resonate with me, um, and it was never going to work long term because I wouldn't have loved it.
Your heart
Um,
wasn't in it.
no,
Yeah,
it
your
wasn't.
head was. And that's the thing, isn't it? Like we often, so many tutors are doing what they are doing because they think, well, that's going to be an easy sell, or it's like what I
Yeah,
should be doing, or it's where the money is, or it's, everyone wants maths. And it's not that that's not true, but other things are also true. And when we
yeah,
actually sit down and look at, well, when you're working in a space of like using your skills and doing something that gives you joy and that aligns with your values, whoever as a teacher has the time to even look at that.
yeah,
When you really look at it, it's amazing the kind of pivots we can have. We
yeah.
had one client, for example, who thought she was going to do maths and ended up doing wedding planning.
Wow,
She used to be a wedding planner and decided to create a course for couples on a budget who wanted to create a wedding aligned with their values as opposed to
nice.
the peg wedding. And you're like, that's amazing. And it's like we can help you with that because the principles are the same, but that's a very extreme example of a pivot.
Yeah,
But pivots happen all the time here and they happen early on because it's like I'm just going to throw that idea out the window. What I really want to do is this, and then it's like
yeah.
giving yourself permission to go all in on that thing that you really wish you'd allowed yourself to do before, but you were a bit scared to do, right?
Definitely. And because I was in that exact mindset. Maths, year six, that's maths. People will always buy that, and they probably would, but I would be just like hating it every minute of it. I left schools because I don't want to teach people for SAT.
Uh, yeah,
Um, so yeah, it really didn't align with me and my core values. And so that what you kind of feel at the beginning like, oh, I just want to get on with it. I just want to start, but
yeah,
actually that massively impacted affected my final outcome. So I
Yeah, look, you're
really,
doing something completely different. And again, it's
yeah,
like slowing down to
to,
speed
yeah,
up, right? It's like really examining, like, is this really the thing you want to do and how you want to do it? And
yeah,
quite often the answer is no, but we don't think it's going to be no until you start really examining those values and of course doing the personality type profile with
yeah,
Terry as
yeah,
well. It can tell you some things that you kind of forgot about yourself, because teaching
yeah,
becomes so directive that you jump through all the hoops, even if inside you're thinking this isn't right, I don't like teaching this way.
yeah,
It just shines a light on you again.
yeah.
And
And
you're at the center of it.
yeah, that personality test as well. I remember sitting there thinking, this is exactly why I could not work with that certain person, or why they couldn't work with me. Like, it just helped things make sense. That
Yes.
you kind of, all this time you've been feeling maybe down on yourself, but
Yeah,
actually
like
it's
is it
not
me?
just exactly. It's not me. It's not
Yeah.
me. It's other people too.
we're
But
all
yeah,
we're all funny in our own unique ways, and it's like we're
exactly.
not all set up to work with all types of people, definitely.
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you, Hannah. That was really reflective. And I just want to ask for one final reflection, if that's okay. Um, if someone was thinking about joining the 2 Hour Tutor program, wondering, if they're ready, and like,
Yeah.
what would you say to them? Because back in December, you weren't exactly ready, not everything was perfect for you to join. So what would you say to someone who was feeling that way, like, I'm too busy?
Yeah. I think with all the big decisions you make in life, you're never going to be 100% ready. There's never going to be everything ticked off and in line. But if I was to look back and think, if I was just going to start it now, I'm 6 months ahead of where I was. And,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, there's never a right time, is there? And I say, take the leap. I would honestly recommend that you do just take that leap of faith, because if you truly want it, then something has to change. If you keep on doing the same things, you're going to get the same outcomes. And so if it's not working for you right now, you have to change something. So if you're literally at that point, I need this to work, take the leap. Honestly, it's never going to be the right time until you're
Yeah.
doing.
That's it. And you're testament to that,
Yeah,
like, you a massive, curveball in the middle of the program, but we worked together to try and support you through that, and you stuck with it, and you've still got now every foundation you need to
yeah,
have success in a group
yeah.
business, giving you more time, doing something you love that you hadn't really dared to do,
No, yeah,
and to be there for your daughter homeschooling, um, rather than tied to lots of one-to-ones and feeling like a headless chicken.
yeah,
So you've really built something with intention that you can now put all of those learnings into practice going forward. And I think that's absolutely wonderful. And it just gives me so much joy to hear, Hannah, how this is working out for you. Um, so I would love it if you would tell us about your upcoming workshop, because we may well have people in our audience. We've got quite a substantial sized audience who will be looking at this video. Would love it if you could tell us a bit about your upcoming workshop, because we might have homeschoolers among us, among our audience, who might love to come along. So yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
yeah. So I run regular workshops where it is basically we tackle the myths around home ed and kind of bring out the truths. So we and people that can have a Q&A as well. So that's that main workshop that we do. Like, when people say your kids won't socialize and things like that, and we all know that's not true.
Yeah,
But yeah, so we go through all of those, and we kind of empower parents, and the feedback that I've had from that has always been really positive about how people feel that they know what they're doing. And yeah, they feel like they know what to do next. And then I'm also gonna do it's like a challenge which will be like a week long, and that's going to be giving people tasks each day of the week to kind of prepare them for perhaps starting home ed in September. If you're not planning on starting in September, that's okay. You can still have these things ready, but it's like planning some learning, planning some outings, different things like that. with also a massive focus on looking after yourself as well. As a home ed parent, we can find it really hard sometimes to get that minute to ourselves, and it's just kind of strategies and things that we can do that. So we touch on that in the workshop, but it's quite short, and so that week-long challenge is kind of just to get a bit more out of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Hannah, that sounds absolutely amazing. I think anyone who's considering home education, or even if they're already doing it and they just need a bit of redirection and a bit of a pep talk and a bit of support, should attend. So when is the work?
So I've got the next workshop is running on Monday the 14th. Is it the 14th of Monday? Yeah.
14th of July? Yeah, fabulous.
Yeah, 14th of July. That will be the workshop. And then the last week of July is when the week-long challenge is. That information that's going to go live in the next few days. So after the workshop, I'll send that out. But yeah, so it'd be great to have lots of people along to that. I'd really enjoy that.
Thank you, Hannah. If you can ping the link across to me, either in the chat or after our session, we wrap up our talk, I will make sure that there's a little button underneath the video. So we'll get that out to people. And also, could you let us know, just because some people will be watching this way after the workshop date, where can people find you online? Where do you tend to sort of hang out the most with your lovely posts and information about home education? Where can people find you?
So I'm on Instagram, which is at Home Educate with Hannah. But I'm also on Facebook. Facebook is probably where I get most home eders go there.
Yes.
So I prefer posting on Instagram. I find it easier.
Yeah.
But in terms of like meeting people, it's often on Facebook. So I can send out those links as well, so you can join my group.
So if anyone's like flicking through Instagram right now watching this, it's Home Educate with Hannah.
Yeah, with like an underscore between each word. Yeah.
Home _educate_ with _Hannah. Okay. And we'll make sure those links are underneath the video when people are watching this, so that they can find you. Hannah, thank you so much. It's been so lovely and generous of you to spend half an hour with me talking.
Oh, do I talk too much?
No, it's me too. I always say we'll only be 15 to 20 minutes, but there's so much to say. There's so much more we could say. And there's
honestly,
there's so much there, like how to summarize a 6-month journey in even half an hour is kind of impossible, but we've had a good go at it. If people have got questions, you can hit reply, you can ask me. I'm sure Hannah will happily answer questions as well. Thank you so much for spending your time with us today, Hannah. It's been so amazing coaching you. You've been an absolute joy to work with, such a lovely person, and what an amazing program you've created. Makes me very proud, very happy that I do this work. So
thank you. Thank you, honestly, and thank you as well. Honestly, I would not be where I am without the program. So
well, I'm very glad it's all worked out for you, and thanks again, Hannah. I'm going to stop the recording now. Bye for now.